Welcome to Advanced Skiploader Safety. What topics will we discuss? We'll discuss the use of hand signals and the front-end loader operator. We'll do a general discussion on the types of front loaders, buckets, a definition and description. We'll describe a multi-purpose bucket and how to use it. We'll talk about front-end loaders tire safety, working on level ground, and the Model 515 front-end loader discussion. So let's get started. We'll talk about operating near ridges, rocks, and ledges. We'll talk about safety tips, work surfaces and the use of a front loader, digging excavations, operating on different work surfaces, using a bucket as a clamshell, and operator instructions. Bucket positioning and non-solid materials is on the agenda, as is hauling large rocks, using a technique of backdragging, using the 4-in-1 bucket and bad habits the operator can fall into, along with the list of prohibitive techniques and backhoe attachment discussion. We'll discuss the 515 backhoe dresser, use of the front loader controls and attachments, the differential lock and muddy surfaces, using a remote throttle assembly, the backhoe hydraulic assembly system, the use of the 4-speed transaxle equipment, and the gear differential lock. We'll discuss the procedure for attaching the strut support, emptying the loader bucket, a step-by-step discussion for removing the loader pin and digging, along with adjusting the backhoe bucket, factors affecting digging operations, and definitions of the types of loaders, along with job sites. Chapter 1, Equipment Definitions. The front-end loader is a self-contained unit mounted on rubber tires or tracks. It is one of the most versatile and capable pieces of equipment. The front-end loader can be equipped to operate as a loader, but can also operate as a dozer, scraper, clamshell, forklift, backhoe, crane, auger, and sweeper. Mounted on large rubber tires, the front-end loader has a relatively low ground bearing pressure, approximately 45 pounds, that enables it to perform a large variety of jobs. The rubber tired front end loader has 3 manually selected forward gears and ranges that permit good mobility while traveling from one job site to another. Mounted on crawler tracks, the crawler mounted front end loader has a low ground bearing pressure. This enables it to go in areas where wheeled front loaders cannot go. The crawler mounted front end loader has a lower speed than a rubber tired front end loader. Here we can see a visual description of a front end loader general, as well as the parts of a front end loader. Here are more visual descriptions of front-end loader parts, such as the semi-grouser shoe depicted on the right. Two types of front-end loader buckets are commonly used: a general-purpose bucket and a multi-segment bucket, also known as a multi-purpose bucket. Both types may be equipped with crawler or rubber-tired wheeled loaders. The general purpose bucket is a single-piece bucket constructed of heavy-duty all-welded steel with a bolted or welded replaceable cutting edge. Also attached are bolt-on replaceable teeth that allow the bucket to be used for excavation in medium to hard materials. The multi-purpose or 4-in-1 bucket is also constructed of heavy-duty all-welded steel with a bolted or welded replaceable cutting edge. This has bolt-on replaceable teeth and can provide for excavation of medium to hard materials. However, the 4-in-1 bucket has a two-piece construction which makes it more versatile. Mounted on large rubber tires, the front-end loader has a relatively low ground bearing pressure. The crawler-mounted front-end loader has a lower speed than rubber-tired front-end loaders. Those are the two types of front-end loader buckets that are commonly used. The multi-purpose 4-in-1 bucket that has a bolt-on replaceable teeth attached to provide for excavation of medium to hard materials. Front loader safety suggestions, Chapter 2. When operating a loader equipped with a skid bucket, keep the engine speed at full throttle and operate it in first or second gear transmission range. Use second in gear for traveling only. Start all jobs from a nearly level ground position if possible. If at all possible, track and wheel spinning should be avoided in situations such as cross stitches, ridges, rocks, logs, and if possible at an angle. A uniform system of hand signals must be used on all front-end loader operations. You must recognize and understand these signals when operating the equipment. Most 515B series dresser rubber-tired front-end loaders are used in a site have an automatic buckler leveler device located on the underside of the bucket cylinder. It is depicted here in the graphic on the left. Most front-end loaders are equipped with 6 bucket control lever positions such as raise, hold, lower, float, dump, and rollback. To set the multi-purpose attachment as a bucket, the operator pulls the control lever back until the clamshell indicator is at the O setting on the clam product graphic. To set the multi-purpose bucket as a scraper, you open the clamshell until the indicator points to 2 or 4 on the clam product graphic. The more the clamshell is open, the deeper a cut can be made. To use the multi-purpose bucket as a dozer, you open the clamshell until the clamshell indicator is at the bottom of the clam product graphic, as depicted on the right. When using the multi-purpose blade as a dozer, you can adjust the amount of cut by the pitch of the dozer. Another method of using the multi-purpose blade as a dozer can be done by tilting back the blade forward or backward, as shown in the graphic on the right. To use the multi-purpose bucket as a clamshell, you open the clamshell until the clamshell indicator is at the bottom. Then you tilt the bucket forward all the way. The multi-purpose bucket position indicators differ depending on the manufacturer. Read the operator's manual for the type of loader you are assigned to operate. On the left, you can see in the graphic how you will open the clamshell until the clamshell indicator is at the bottom, then tilt the bucket forward all the way. Mini summary. To set the multi-purpose bucket as a scraper, you open the clamshell until the indicator points to 2 or 4 on the clam product graphic. Most front-end loaders are equipped with 6 bucket control lever positions such as raise, hold, lower, float, dump, and rollback. When using the multi-purpose blade as a dozer, you can adjust the amount of cut by the pitch of the dozer blade. Most 515B series dressers, rubber-tired front-end loaders used on a construction site have an automatic bucket loader located on the underside of the bucket cylinder. The bucket is loaded by moving the loader forward with the bucket at the desired digging level and with the engine at full governed speed. As the bucket penetrates the material, raise the bucket slightly, and when the material feels to the top of the spillboard, roll the bucket all the way back. When transporting materials, raise the lift arm to give the bucket the same ground clearance as provided by the loader axle. Keep the travel speed reasonable for safe operation. Here we can see in a graphic the approach, thrust and load and back away procedures that are recommended for safe operating procedures. Reduce forward speeds, dump the load in the center of the dump bed is step number 1. Step 2, shake the bucket to loosen the dirt from within. Step 3, lower the bucket to the carrying position and return to the digging area. A loaded bucket must never be transported in a fully raised position. Dump trucks should be loaded from the driver's side whenever possible. When the truck is being loaded, be sure the driver either stays in the cab on a cab-protected truck or stays away from the truck and loader. Position the dump truck at a 30 to 45 degree angle from the stockpile. Additionally, when possible, load the dump truck downwind to prevent dirt and dust from blowing back into your face. Keep the truck close to the work area to minimize loader travel, and keep the work area clean and level whenever possible. Tilting the bucket back too far forces the flat of the cutting edge against the bank, preventing the bucket from digging. Dump trucks should be loaded from the driver's side whenever possible. This maneuver is non-productive and can cause a waste of time, power, and possible damage to the bucket cylinders and leakage. When stockpile material, move each load only once and keep the travel distance short. Chapter 3, Front-End Loader Job Site Safety. When clearing a rocky area, remove the small and loose rocks first. Large rocks and other solid objects can then be loosened and moved easy. By loosening large rocks and other objects first, you can get greater force and penetration by digging under the rock with a bucket. When loading large rocks into dump trucks, place a load of dirt or sand into the dump truck first. This material acts as cushioning material and helps protect the dump bed from damage. Then load large rocks into the center of the dump bed from the lowest possible height. When you have extended tasks to haul large rocks or riprap, you should have the dump beds lined with wooden planking. This will save time loading sand and dirt and also protect the bed. Shown here are two ill-advised operator moves commonly found on construction sites. Removing buried objects using the clamshell by rolling back the bucket is not advised. Balance the load when picking it up to prevent twisting the boom, assembly, and linkage. When dumping awkward load, dump slowly to reduce the shock of the weight, and transfer to the rear axle when the bucket is empty. Front-end equipment operators have created techniques to perform a variety of construction operations using the 4-in-1 multi-purpose bucket. Do not attempt to break off buried or anchored objects by side-loading the clamshell, especially when opening, because this may bend the sides of the clamshell. Here we can see a variety of techniques used by equipment operators on common construction sites. All of them are ill-advised and will probably result in equipment damage. Shown on the right is a backhoe attachment. It is used to dig hard materials because of the positive pressure created by the hydraulic system. Its digging depth is limited by the length of the boom and the dipper stick. Do not attempt to break off buried or anchored objects by side-loading the clamshell. When loosening large rocks or other solid objects, you can get greater force and penetration by digging under the rock with the bucket. Position the dump truck at a 30 to 45 degree angle from the stockpile. The bucket is loaded by moving the loader forward with the bucket at the desired digging level and the engine at full governed speed. Chapter 4. The 515 dresser equipment for the backhoe. The 515 dresser backhoe attachment couples easily to the front of the loader frame using the hydraulically controlled pins and quick disconnect hydraulic fittings. Disconnect the hydraulic fittings as shown in the diagram. Here we can see graphics of the operator controls for the 515 dresser backhoe. After the backhoe has been coupled to the front of the front-end loader, raise the boom arm until the boom arm pivot is approximately 20 inches off the ground. Here we can see a graphic of how to raise the front-end boom while using the operator controls on the left side. Using the bucket control lever, tilt the backhoe. Move the locking plate into the position shown in the graphic until the top of the main frame is parallel. After the backhoe has been coupled to the front end loader, raise the boom arm until the boom arm pivot is approximately 20 inches from the ground. Use the bucket control lever to tilt the backhoe, moving the locking plate into the position shown in the mainframe until the mainframe is parallel. The 515 dresser backhoe attachment couples easily to the front of the loader frame using hydraulically controlled pins and quick disconnect hydraulic fittings. Chapter 6, Demonstrating Loader Deployment. When demonstrating loader deployment, use the bucket control lever to tilt the backhoe. Move the locking plate in position shown on the mainframe until the top of the mainframe is parallel. Lock the lever in a forward position with the ground and the two levers in the hold position, as depicted on the right. The loader is equipped with a remote hand throttle assembly located on the front cover of the loader, which is behind the backhoe operator's seat. The backhoe is designed to operate efficiently at preset gallons per minute flow of hydraulic fluid. Send the engine throttle in excess of that for the backhoe operation creates excessive hydraulic temperature pressures that can damage hydraulic and structural components. Using the Tractor Backhoe Safety Guidelines, Chapter 7. When performing maintenance on the backhoe, you must extend the dipper stick fully and set the bucket and stabilizer on the ground. Shut down the engine and actuate all of the control levers back and forth to relieve hydraulic pressure in the system. The loader backhoe tractor is equipped with a 1.3 cubic yard bucket mounted to the front and a backhoe mounted on the rear. The loader also has a differential lock that gives equal power to both rear wheels when the machine is stuck. Before operating through a soft or muddy area, you can actuate the differential lock as follows. Before moving through the area that is soft or muddy, make sure the loader is moving on a straight line. Push down the differential lock pedal when the loader is moving through a soft or muddy area. Engaging the differential lock when the loader is turning or one rear wheel is rotating faster than the other can cause damage to the transaxle. Here we can see 3 recommendations for operating the backhoe tractor. Here are 2 graphics how to properly deploy the tractor loader using the engine throttle. Notice the graphic on the left where the operator's hand is and where the backhoe is deployed on the right. Failure to use the support strut when servicing the engine can result in serious injury or death if the loader arms are lowered by accident. Move the dipper in and fill the bucket. Rotate the bucket in and dump the bucket. Then return to your original position and lower the bucket. Failure to use the support strut when servicing the engine can result in serious injury or death. The backhoe is designed to operate efficiently at a preset gallons per minute flow of hydraulic fluid. Engaging the differential lock when the loader is turning, or if one wheel is rotating faster than the other, can cause damage to the transaxle. You must extend the dipper stick fully and set the bucket and stabilizer on the ground before maintenance. The loader also has a differential lock that gives equal power to both rear wheels when the machine is stuck. It is equipped with a remote hand throttle assembly located on the front cover of the loader, which is behind the backhoe operator's seat. Notice the graphic on the left for the position for loading trucks. Notice graphic B is the position for deep vertical holes. The bucket can be adjusted to two digging positions. The position for loading dump trucks is shown in the previous frame, view A. The position for digging deep or vertical holes is shown in the second frame, position D. Each operator is responsible for reading the operator's manual to detailed information about the make and model. Mounted on large rubber tires, the front end loader has a relatively low ground bearing pressure, approximately 45 pounds, that enables it to perform a large variety of jobs. Two types of front end loader buckets are commonly used: the general purpose bucket and the multi-segment bucket. A loaded bucket must never be transported in the fully raised position. Most front-end loaders are equipped with 6 bucket control lever positions: raise, hold, lower, float dump, and roll back. The hand throttle is preset to the backhoe specifications to deliver a proper amount of hydraulic oil flow for the backhoe operations. A uniform system of hand signals must be used on all front-end loader operations, with the backhoe designed to operate efficiently at a preset gallons per flow minute of hydraulic fluid. Before moving the loader through the area that is soft and muddy, make sure the loader is moving in a straight direction and that one of the rear wheels is not rotating faster than the other rear wheel. The backhoe can dig more material in less time when smooth, short dig cycles are used. Failure to use the support strut when servicing the engine can result in serious injury or death if the loader arms are lowered by accident. Which of the following loader operation techniques provide greater force and penetration to loosen large rocks? Squeezing the tip of the rocks with a clamshell, digging under the rocks with a bucket, or back dragging the rocks with a clamshell? The correct answer is 2, digging under the rocks with a bucket. What action should the loader operator take when loading large rocks into a dump truck? A. Drop small rocks in the dump truck to cushion the large rocks. B. Gently load the large rocks from the lowest possible height. C. Place the load of dirt or sand in the dump truck to cushion the large rocks. Or D, you can get greater force and penetration by digging under the rock with a bucket? The correct answer is B. Improper loading techniques with a multi-purpose bucket can cause unnecessary damage to the bucket. True or false? The correct answer is true. The digging depth of a backhoe attachment is limited by what components? The bucket size and length of the dipper stick, the length of the boom in the dipper stick, the backhoe coupling, and positive hydraulic pressure. The correct answer to this question is the length of the boom and the dipper stick. What type of fitting allows the easy attachment of the backhoe to the loader? A quick disconnect hydraulic fitting, a manual connect hydraulic fitting, or a screw pin hydraulic fitting? The correct answer is A. After the backhoe is attached to the 515 dresser loader, the operator should raise the boom arm until the boom arm pivot is approximately how many inches from the ground? 6 inches? 15 inches? 20 inches? The correct answer is 20 inches. Which of the following problems results from setting the engine throttle in excess of that set for the backhoe operations? It creates excessive engine temperatures, creates excessive digging pressure, or creates excessive hydraulic temperatures? The correct answer is C. What action can an operator perform that signals a backhoe is warmed and ready for operation? A. Check the hydraulic oil pressure temperature, check the engine oil temperature, or feel the backhoe hydraulic hoses for warmth? The correct answer is C. The loader backhoe tractor is equipped with a bucket of what size? 1.3 cubic yards, 2 cubic yards, 2.5 cubic yards? The correct answer is A. Which of the following components on a loader backhoe tractor provides equal power to both rear wheels? A limited slip transmission, a multi-speed final drive, or a differential lock? The correct answer is C. Disengaging the differential lock when the loader is turning or when one wheel is rotating faster than the other wheel can cause damage to the transaxle. True or false? The correct answer is true. What is the first step an operator should perform when preparing to operate a backhoe attachment? A. Rotate the bucket to the dump position. B. Remove the swing lock pin. Extend the length of the boom. Or D. Lower the stabilizers. The correct answer is D. The bucket can be adjusted to a total of how many digging positions? 1, 2, 3, or 4? The correct answer is B, 2 positions. Before performing any type of excavation, an operator should check or obtain what type of permit? A landscaping, operators, digging, or environmental permit? The correct answer is C, a digging permit. What item determines how much material can be excavated during a digging cycle? The engine RPM, operator expertise, the length of the dipper stick, the type of material? The correct answer is C, the length of the dipper stick. What is the first step an operator should perform when preparing to operate the backhoe attachment? Rotate the bucket to the dump position. Remove the swing lock pin. Extend the length of the boom, or D, lower the stabilizers. The correct answer is D, lower the stabilizers. The backhoe bucket can be adjusted to a total of how many digging positions? 1, 2, 4, 3. The correct answer is 2. Thanks for taking a shot at our training program from the gentle folks of MySafetyTrainingOnline.com.